It's happening again. I just lost another hour. The man speaking sounds calm. Too calm. The kind of calm that only comes after panic has burned itself out. They keep telling me it's stress, he continues, or sleep deprivation, or dissociation. But I know what stress feels like, and this is different. Across from him, a psychiatrist nods quietly, not interrupting, not reacting. Tell me about the first time, the doctor says. A pause, because that's the problem. He's not sure there was a first time. I think, he says slowly, I think it started small. Like 10 minutes missing. I'd look at my phone, and the time just jumped. At first I thought I just wasn't paying attention, but then it kept happening. 30 minutes, gone. Then an hour. Then entire afternoons. The doctor leans forward slightly. And during these gaps, he asks, what do you remember? The man exhales. Nothing. Not dreams, not flashes, not even confusion. It's like someone it cuts the film. Silence fills the room, heavy, uncomfortable. And when you come back? The doctor asks. The man laughs, but there's no humor in it. That's the worst part, because everything keeps going. People talk to me like we've already had conversations. My phone has messages I don't remember sending. My calendar fills itself. The doctor writes something down, slowly, deliberately. And your wife? He asks. Has she noticed any of this? A longer pause this time. The man's voice softens. She's the only one who believes me. She says she's noticed it too. She says I've been different. Distracted. Forgetful. A beat. She's been helping me keep track of things. Reminding him. Grounding him. Keeping him stable. The doctor closes his notebook. And when did the last episode happen? He asks. The man looks down at his hands. Then at the clock on the wall. Right now. Because just a moment ago, he was sure. It was earlier. And the worst part? He's starting to wonder what he's doing during the time that disappears. And that's only the beginning. It didn't start with hours. It started with 8 minutes. That's what he told himself, at least. 8 minutes is nothing. Something you lose scrolling, zoning out, standing in the kitchen and forgetting why you walked in. That's what he thought. The first time it happened. He had just come home, keys on the counter, phone in his hand. Same routine. He checked the time, 6:12 p.m. He remembers that clearly, because he was late. Late for something. He couldn't quite recall. Then, he checked again, 6:20 p.m. 8 minutes gone. He frowned. Not alarmed, just confused. Did I just stand here? He muttered. The kitchen looked the same. Nothing moved. Nothing different. Except a glass of water. On the table, half full. He didn't remember pouring it. Hey. Her voice came softly from the other room. You're home? He turned. She was smiling, warm, relaxed. Yeah, he said slowly. Did you put this here? He gestured to the glass. She looked at it, then back at him. You did, she said gently. You were just drinking it. A pause. That doesn't make sense, he said, half laughing. She tilted her head slightly. Not defensive, not confused, concerned. You okay? He hesitated. Yeah, He looked at the glass again. It's nothing. And that's how it always begins, not with fear, but with dismissal. The second time was harder to ignore. He was at work, mid-task, focused, typing an email. He remembers the sentence, halfway through it. Then he blinked, and it was done. Not just the sentence, the entire email. Perfectly written, structured, sent. He stared at the screen, reading it. It sounded like him, exactly like him. But he didn't remember finishing it. And at the bottom, a timestamp. 23 minutes later. Okay, he whispered. That wasn't 8 minutes. That night, he told her. Not everything, just enough. The time thing happened again, he said, trying to keep it casual. She didn't react immediately, just listened. How long? She asked. 20 minutes, maybe more. A small pause. That's not normal, she said quietly. Not dramatic, not exaggerated, just certain. And that's when something shifted. Because now, it wasn't just in his head. Someone else had confirmed it. We should keep track, she added gently, just in case. Write things down, times, what you're doing. He nodded. That made sense. Control the situation, measure it, understand it. So he did. 6:12, arrived home. 6:20, time jump, 8 minutes. 10:03, started email. 10:26, email finished, no memory. It felt reassuring. Until the third entry, because this time, he didn't catch it while it was happening. He found it later, written in his own handwriting, but not something he remembered writing. 2:40 p.m. Don't trust the time. He stared at it, heart slowing, because the message wasn't vague. It wasn't confused. It was intentional, like a warning from himself. And that's when the fear began, not of losing time, but of what he might already know. During the time he can't remember, and somewhere, just out of reach, something was already watching the clock for him. After the note, he stopped trusting the clock, not just the one on the wall, all of them. His phone, his laptop, the dashboard in his car, because no matter where he looked, they always agreed. Perfectly. And that was the problem. If they were wrong together. So he tried something different. He set a timer. 10 minutes. Sat down. Watched it. Every second ticking down. 9 minutes. 8. 7. Everything normal. Everything stable. Then, the timer read 0000. His stomach dropped. No memory of the last 7 minutes. No, he whispered. That's not possible. He was watching it, focused, present. Unless he wasn't. That night, he didn't sleep. He stayed awake, lights on, watching the time, writing everything down. 1:12 a.m., awake 1:18 a.m., still awake 1:25 a.m. a.m., nothing unusual 1:26. a.m., blank, the next entry, 2:47 a.m., over an hour gone, and the handwriting was different, sharper, more controlled, like someone else wrote it. You need to rest, she said softly from the doorway. He turned. She looked worried. Not fake worried, not exaggerated. Real, or at least perfectly performed. I can't sleep, he said. I lose time when I sleep. She stepped closer. You're losing time when you're awake too, she said gently. That landed, because she was right. You need help, she added quietly. Not forceful, not urgent, just inevitable. And that's when it spread. Not just the time, the doubt. At work, people started noticing. Didn't you already send that? A coworker asked. He checked. He had, twice. Meetings he didn't remember attending. Notes in his system, detailed, precise, written in his voice. You seemed fine, someone told him. You were talking the whole time. Talking about what? He started recording himself, just in case. Something to prove what was real. The first playback was him, breathing, writing, muttering. Then, another voice, still his, but different, Calmer. Controlled. You're losing time again, the voice said. We need to stay focused. He stopped the recording. No, he said out loud. No, no, no. Because now, it wasn't just missing time. It was presence. Something else, using his voice. And if you're listening right now, really listening, let me ask you something. If you lost time, but everything around you kept moving perfectly, would you question the world or yourself? Because that's where he is now, and it only gets worse. So if you want to hear how far this goes, how someone can be broken without a single mark, make sure you're following. Because the next part, that's where he stops fighting it. And once that happens, there's no coming back. By the 4th week, he stopped trying to prove anything. No more timers, no more recordings, no more notes. Because every attempt only made it worse. The evidence didn't help him. It betrayed him. So instead, he started listening to her. You don't have to figure this out alone, she said one night, sitting beside him. Her voice was steady, grounded. The only thing that still felt real. I think something's wrong with me, he admitted. The words came out quietly. Like saying them too loud would make them permanent. She didn't interrupt, didn't correct him, just nodded. I know, she said softly. Not cruel, not cold. Understanding, and that's what broke him. Not the lost time, not the recordings, but agreement. Because now, there was no alternative explanation. No maybe, no doubt. Just truth. Or at least the version of truth she allowed. I made an appointment, she continued gently. A specialist. He looked down at the paper. Date, time, name, all real, all already decided. I think you need to talk to someone, she said. He didn't argue, didn't hesitate. Because what else was left? By then, he had already heard himself. Speaking without remembering. Seen messages he didn't send. Lost hours he couldn't explain. And worst of all, he started noticing something else. Patterns. Not in the time, in himself. The other version of him was calmer, more controlled, almost better, handling things he couldn't, fixing problems he created. I think I'm splitting, he whispered one night. She didn't react immediately, just watched him, then nodded slowly. That would explain a lot, she said. And just like that, he accepted it, because it fit. It explained everything. The time, the voice, the gaps. It gave structure to the chaos. And once you have an explanation, you stop looking for others. The appointment came quickly. White walls, soft lighting, too quiet. He sat there, hands still, eyes distant, while she spoke for him. He's been losing time, she explained calmly. He doesn't remember conversations or actions. Her voice didn't shake, didn't hesitate. It sounded practiced. And he's scared, she added softly. That part was true. The doctor nodded, asked questions, simple ones. But Daniel barely answered. Because what was the point? Everything he said could be wrong. So he let her speak, let her explain him, define him, and slowly, that became his reality. I think he needs observation, the doctor said finally, just for a short time, to understand what's happening. Observation, such a calm word, for something so final. He looked at her, searching for doubt, for hesitation, for anything that said this was too much. But she just nodded. It's the right thing, she said gently. And he believed her, because she had been right about everything. And just like that, he gave it all up. his job, his independence, his certainty, all of it. Handed over willingly. Because when you can't trust your own mind, you trust the person who tells you what's real. And for him, that person was her. By the time he realized it, there was nothing left to question. No decisions to make, no reality to defend. Just routine, medication, observation, silence. They told him he was improving, that the episodes were decreasing, that with time, he might stabilize. He nodded. Because that's what you do, when you no longer trust your own thoughts. She visited every day, same time, same calm expression, same reassuring voice. "You're doing better," she told him. And slowly, he started to believe that too. Until the last visit, she sat across from him, closer than usual. No smile this time, just quiet. "I brought you something," she said. A small object slid across the table. His notebook, the one he used at the beginning, before everything fell apart. His hands hesitated, then reached for it. The entries were all there. 6:12, arrived home 6:20, time jump 10:03, email 10:26, sent, then that line, 2:40 p.m. Don't trust the time. He swallowed. "I wrote that," he said quietly. She didn't answer. "Didn't I?" he added. And that's when she leaned in, just slightly, close enough that no one else could hear. "You didn't?" she whispered. Silence. His breath caught. "What?" he said. She watched him, calm, measured. "The glass," she said softly. "The email. The timers." A beat. "I adjusted them." His vision blurred. "No," he whispered. "That's not—" But she kept going. "The clocks sync easily," she said. "Phones are predictable. People believe what they see, especially when it's consistent. Each word carefully placed, just like everything else." "The note?" he asked, barely holding on. She smiled, small, precise. "You needed a reason to doubt yourself," she said. "And you gave me everything I needed." The room felt smaller, tighter, like the walls had been moving this whole time, and he just hadn't noticed. "Why?" he asked. One word. "Broken." She tilted her head, studying him, like she had done from the beginning. "The nights you lost?" she said quietly. "The messages you hid?" A pause. "I didn't take your time," she whispered. "I just used it better." And that's when it hit him. Not the method, not the execution, the truth. She had known from the very beginning, and everything that followed wasn't chaos. It was design, perfect, invisible, complete. If you've made it this far, then you already understand something most people don't. The scariest thing you can lose isn't your memory. It's your certainty. So before you go, before the next story starts, ask yourself this. If your reality started slipping, who would you trust to tell you what's real? And what if they were the one who broke it? There's another story waiting. And this one, it doesn't give you time to notice.